Welcome back, YouTubers, to another relaxing Q&A with us, the British Fist.
Coaching.
I'm Mr. Parkin, sitting back here, very chilled at the moment, ready to answer some questions, and the other person sitting next to me who's ready to answer some questions. It's none other than NJ.
What's up?
To be honest, well, you really livened up a bit. I was just about to say you really needed one of those like cocktails with an umbrella in it.
Oh.
Yeah, I've just been relaxing, isn't it? We need to go on a holiday, man.
We do indeed.
It's winter, we need to get out in the sun somewhere.
We should do indeed.
Anyway, Q&A. Yeah, sorry, Q&A, guys. We're just planning ahead there, just like we do with these Q&As. But make sure you subscribe up above, like this video, and comment your thoughts on our questions and answers down below.
And people, you know what to do. Make sure you contact us in the links in the description box below.
Yes, and keep sending us your questions. There will be some links in the description box to show you where you can give us some questions. And also, if your question isn't answered at the moment, then please be patient. We have a lot of questions to get through. We thank you ever so much for sending in this many questions so we can carry on this Q&A series, which we're very much enjoying at the moment. I want to carry on even further.
So please keep them coming and we'll keep answering them.
Yes, indeed. So let's go to the first question, NJ. Mr. Trick One, a regular question asker on our Q&As. The first question he asked us was, do you see Bully Ray as the world champion in the future?
Oh, what a great thought.
Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it?
Shut up!
No! You shut up!
Very good indeed. It would be awesome.
You hoe!
So I'm going to say...
Hoe bag! Announce my name properly, hoe bag! No!
What I'm going to say is yes!
Is that it? No explanation.
All I'm going to say yes is because he's in the main event picture. Again, he gets the crowd going. He's a great heel, so people could work off him if he's the champion and get a good payoff when they win the championship. So I'm going to say yes.
I mean, I'd love to see it, but as a realistic wrestling fan, it really won't be happening at this point in his career, in my opinion. I mean, I do understand what you're saying, giving him a belt, making him the back massive heel, and then putting over a face. But at the moment, I don't think the time for Bully Ray to be a world champ is there, because you've got guys like Bully Rude, but you got Bobby Roode, James Storm, Jeff Hardy, etc.
Oh, let's put the title on Sting.
Oh, please not.
No, let's put on Bully Ray, please.
Next question: should Mason Ryan turn heel? He does have a heel look.
Mason who?
Mason Ryan, that Welsh guy. You know, the one who can't speak on. The one who gets booed in England because he's from Wales.
The guy who doesn't make appearances.
Yeah.
The guy who used to be in Next. That's him. Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's the one. Mason Ryan, should Mason Ryan turn heel? Well, at the moment he is a baby face. Vince McMahon loves his roided up baby faces. Let's face facts. He loves them. But to make him a bit more, because he's not over as a baby face, is he? He gets no reaction from the crowd. So why not turn him heel? It would be a lot better. At least people may react to him. He's a massive guy.
Well, the way I see it, Nexus heel group, and then he's got the big look about him, which will make a perfect heel. So he's screaming out heel as it is, and obviously, I just see him as a heel. So yeah,
it's very similar to Skip Sheffield, isn't it? He just screams out heel, but it'll probably be a baby face because Vince McMahon loves his roided up baby faces. There we go. Would you rather see a Kevin Nash Big Show match at Mania or Triple H and Undertaker? Well, to be honest with you, really don't want to see Kevin Nash and Big Show, so it has to be Triple H and Undertaker. Just has to be. I don't see how you could want a Kevin Nash Big Show match.
No, you've got two big guys against each other, which is not going to be a draw. But you're going to have another take and Triple H. But it's a match that obviously people are going to like when they watch it, because it's going to put on a good match.
At least they're going to try and make the story interesting. That's all I can say with Triple H and Taker, and they have some history. So there we go. Mind you, Kevin Nash and Big Show have history, but it's just that it was in WCW and we didn't really watch it.
Not very interesting, no.
Who's better, John Cena or Robbie E? What an ease. Oh, hold on a minute. Cena and Robbie E. Oh, right. Do we really have to make a decision on this one? I mean, Robbie E is really annoying, so I'd have to say Cena. Because at least Cena can draw fans. Robbie E is just an annoying little prick.
They're both annoying.
Well, pick one. You've got to pick one.
Oh, for God's sakes. But Superman.
Superman's pretty cool. I like Superman. And who better than Superman, eh? Apart from Canyon. There we go. Should Drew turn face? Yes.
It would be good. It would be good. He's played a heel in the past. Yes, I did like it. But the way to get him back involved and get him in the direction that people are going to eventually like him again, a face return would be good.
Well, let's put it this way. He's doing nothing as a heel at the moment. He's currently being buried on TV, and they're probably building up. It seems like to me they're kind of building up to him being a sympathetic babyface. So for WWE to turn Drew heel, it'll do something for his character. It may even get him on TV. WWE do lack baby faces at this point in time, so why not put in babyface? It might help him in his career, because we know he can be a big guy for WWE in the future if they just pushed him correctly.
Anything to get him back on TV.
Next question is from Delexman, a YouTuber you guys should check out. We do enjoy his videos. Do you see the internet fans turning on CM Punk and Daniel Bryan in the upcoming future? Well, I know a lot of internet fans that have already started turning on both.
Well, with Punk, again, he's a guy that I can see people liking just the way he's on mic and the way he performs in the ring. So I'm thinking he could gradually become really likeable again and people get behind. Daniel Bryan, I don't know.
I think the problem is with the internet is the fact that people love to get behind someone who's not being pushed. I mean, you'll see videos on here saying, push Zack Ryder, push Kurt Hawkins, push Tyler X. But as soon as they get in the main event, they'll be like, oh, I'm fed up with Tyler X. I think that's the problem with the internet is they want someone to get pushed, and as soon as they get pushed to a certain point, like CM Punk, they start saying, well, now he's winning all the time, so we've got to get behind someone else. That's kind of how I feel about it. That's how I feel a lot of people react to wrestling nowadays. But to be honest, CM Punk, people made him out to, and Daniel Bryan as well, sorry Delexman, but people made CM Punk and Daniel Bryan out to be something better than they really are. CM Punk is very over with the crowd, but they think CM Punk could be a top guy for the company. And is CM Punk as much of a... I'm not saying CM Punk isn't a draw, I'm just saying CM Punk is not as big a draw as some people make him out to be.
Well, if I had to pick out a draw out of Punk and Daniel Bryan, it's going to be Daniel Bryan, who is lacking the push that CM Punk is getting.
Yeah, I mean... I mean, it's one of those things. It's just internet for you, isn't it? I mean, you know, you have Daniel Bryan and CM Punk, and people are eventually. I mean, I do think it's a valid statement by Delexman. People are eventually going to turn on. I know some people really didn't like the Daniel Bryan build, but I mean, obviously, people still support him. It's just that internet fans can really change over the course of time.
Yeah, that's what I see it. But at the moment, I'm thinking that they're going to continue trying to give some support to them, so hopefully they'll be saved.
Hopefully so. I really do hope, because I do think they can offer things to WWE that other people couldn't. But there we go. How do you feel about people outside of wrestling calling wrestling fake when it's no different to any other source of entertainment like movies or sports? This is a question that we could very much go on a whole video on, really, isn't it? I mean, people out there that watch movies that don't like wrestling and make fun of wrestling when really, essentially, they're watching the same thing, which is preempted entertainment.
The way I see it is that you've got different things in the world that's being offered to you, and we all know that there's some story or some fakeness behind it, like magic tricks and the fact that people are watching it expecting to be entertained, which wrestling does offer you. Yes, it's changed over the years, I'm not going to deny that, but it still offers some aspects of entertainment. So the fakeness adds a bit of entertainment because of what they do and how it's performed. I
mean, movies are meant to feel real with the acting, and that's essentially what WWE are there. But WWE try and make you believe that it is real, and at times you can believe that of what they do. I just don't like it when people say wrestling is fake. They don't, they're scripted. But you look at the guys out there, and people have broke their necks wrestling. People get injured wrestling. Well, that's not fake to me.
No, again, people bashing wrestling companies because of them being vague and storylines instead of realistic, real wrestling. It's a real shame to hear that, 'cause as much as it's true, you're missing the fact that they work day after day, no holidays, and they actually put their bodies on the line. Accidents happen, blood is shown, so there is actually a true hard working business.
It's rather ignorant when people say stuff like that. That's all.
That's what I see. Yes.
But we'll always stick up for wrestling. That's what we enjoy. So. It's a very good statement, a very good question there, Delexman. Yeah, really, you could derive. You guys comment your thoughts down below what you think of this, because as wrestling fans, I think that's something we need to really work against.
So we should all stick together.
Stick together. But anyway, enough singing. Magnum Joey Ryan asked us a question. Do you think it would be better to end the brand extension and have one WWE Undisputed World Champion? The whole point there being, he says, it works in the Attitude Era where the cliffhanger ending on Raw would be the starting point of the next episode of SmackDown, so fans would have reason to watch both shows. We need to move on from the Attitude Era, that's all I'll say.
Well, the way I see it is that, yes, it gives you something to look forward to on the next show. They can actually plan what's actually coming. Like, they can announce what's happening on the next show, which is good because it gives people to tune into, and probably doing that may boost the ratings up for the next show. But the thing is, we've gone past that now, and now the WWE are thinking of different ways of earning money by having two separate shows touring in different places.
And that is essentially the point that we've got to really accept here. They're going to be touring brands different places. I think with WWE's roster and the real lack of strength in there, that ending the brand extension would be a good thing. And maybe to have that Undisputed World Champion would be a good thing. But we're not going to see it, even if it would lead to something quite good. Yeah, Magnum Joey Ryan also says, if WWE did unify the belts now, we would have a great match between Bryan and Punk. We would. But we saw it on Raw, though, didn't we, for free?
That's true, but obviously by the time this actually happens, Punk and Bryan may not be the champ. If it was now, it would be another great match for a huge importance to be for the belt.
Yes, and we would get rid of the spinner belt as well, by the way, Mike and Joe Ryan. That belt sucks. The next question came to us, well, from two YouTubers. We had Clutch Killer and Jasper5411 asking us, what do you think about the news that WrestleMania 29 may be at the Cowboys Stadium and not Canada to break the indoor capacity record? I heard that the Cowboys Stadium does have about 100,000 seater in there, so it would break a capacity record if they could get them in there. Again,
the more places they have it, obviously depending where they go, it's going to get the fans going. So if it goes there, yes, loads of people are going to want to go because it's WrestleMania, it's in a stadium like that, so it would, yes.
And ticket sales would essentially bring WWE a lot of revenue, and the feel of the arena would be quite good. And yes, and he said, that is why Edge is in the Hall of Fame this year and not next, because they wanted to put him in Canada, but they weren't going to go there next year, and they wanted him in this year. So I personally think Randy Savage would have been a better person to induct, but that's just my opinion.
It would have been, obviously, the way he's been long-term over Edge, and the fact that he's had big things in his career over Edge at the time, he should have been, yes.
Be Nelly Magic Player. This is going to be a good one, NJ. What do you think is the worst storyline in WWE and TNA history? Oh, Mae Young giving birth to a hand. Was that not a great one? The Katie Vick storyline. Was that not another great one? Billy Gunn being the king of the ring.
Cena getting fired, not actually getting fired.
The Red Rooster. Doink the Clown. The 4 doinks.
Swagger becoming the champ.
There are so many moments. It's hard to really sum up. But I mean, Mae Young giving birth to a hand and Mark Henry having sex with Mae Young. Just, go away, hand. God's sake. That was awful. I'm sorry. And JR dancing. Oh.
There's so much and it really lacks entertainment with these storylines, but there we go.
Some of them just, the Katie Vick storyline was just, but there we go. What do you think is who do you think is the most underrated worker in WWE and TNA history?
Well, again, I personally saw the champion coming up would be Rikishi.
I mean, let's put it this way, guys. Rikishi's dancing could draw people in. Which you call, and he was a massive draw. He never really won the World Championship, but that wasn't really his purpose in the business. His purpose in the business was to draw people, while not really. You had guys like that in the Attitude who wouldn't necessarily go after world titles, but would entertain fans and be a draw. So Rikishi is one of those examples. Another one of those examples is a guy like the Godfather, who used to be entertaining and come out of his hose, but never really went after the WWE title. It was just one of those characters that was there just to be unique. Same with Goldust.
A small one, maybe not agree with you, is maybe Bobby Lashley, who went for the ECW and he didn't actually go higher.
No, should have though.
Yeah.
Umaga. Not really a draw, but a good example of someone who should have been higher than he was.
Yes, he was working with Vince. Vince could have pushed him there. He could have had a short reign. Just something like that would have been beneficial for him.
I think if I go back to old school, there's a lot of underrated workers. Owen Hart didn't win a title. Mr. Perfect didn't win a title. Ted DiBiase Sr. technically did, but really didn't because Andre won it for him. Rick Rude was another one of those guys. Razor Ramon is another one of those guys that didn't win a title when he did. Even though he did win in WCW, he didn't win one in WWE where he probably should have won, because his character was very strong at the time. So there are a lot of underrated workers. I can't really think of any from TNA because we haven't really been watching the product long enough to really judge.
No, and the rest of that we were discussing and thinking about. They already won, but they didn't have the best title reign, so it was a bit of a shame for them.
Because we were going to say James Storm, but he won the title for 2 weeks, and there we go.
That was horrible, yeah.
Mr. Jermaine 418. Mike Tenay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to read this out in typical Mike Tenay and Taz commentator. Mike Tenay and Taz commentator suck in TNA. Do y'all think they should bring back Don West, the commentator, or bring back someone who's hadn't seen in a long time, and who? Did you notice how I had no enthusiasm to announce that question?
It didn't sound that way, yes.
But yeah, I do think Mike Tenay and Taz as a commentator, as a team, they don't have enough enthusiasm. And they stumble over their words, and it kind of affects them sometimes. You have a guy like JR in the Attitude who is going, my God, what a slam! But you have Tenay going, well, that's a great, Trish has returned. Here comes James Storm with his beer bottle. It's like, so enthusiastic, so unenthusiastic.
The thing is, I'm going to bring up FCW quickly. Week after week, they have different commentators there to spice up, and you get to hear what people are like on commentary. And I'm like, with TNA, yes, they could benefit by bringing in new faces to take over.
Borash is a good example of one of them. Borash, Don West. They mentioned Don West. Remember Don West? Don West was an awesome commentator. You gotta be kidding me! That was awesome. He's the one that does the TNA shirts on the website. He should definitely be commentating, that guy.
It would be good. Give someone new there now and just give it more enthusiastic in the matches.
I do think Tenay and Taz really should be replaced in some way or form. Maybe bring someone back. We'll answer another set of questions now from the one and only Spaz Phoenix. Go check him out on YouTube, guys. A couple of questions from Spaz Phoenix, which we'll answer now. Regarding the people that say it's too soon for Ziggler to be champ, all I have to say is, do you want another Jeff Hardy in our hands, meaning WWE waited too long to put the belt on him, and if they do the same to Swagger, it would be a crime and a crying shame. Your thoughts? He's just not ready yet, is he?
Ziggler had the brilliant title reign, and you saw how bad that was. So, to be honest, again, yes, he's getting there. He's looking good. He's still got Bicky by him, and he's putting on long-term main event matches, but I don't think he's quite there to be considered the champ.
Very good wrestler, decent character. Can't really get his own heat. I do think he needs one of those. He needs a defining match or something like that, just to really push him up there, like a guy like Mick Foley. Imagine if Mick Foley and him feuding at WrestleMania, how much that would do for his title credentials.
Well, this is something we've been mentioned about in our past reviews, that with Mick Foley coming in and doing the job for other wrestlers in the past, Ziggler, he's not had a big match that's gave him this considered big push. So Mick Foley doing the job for him and helping him would be a great push for him.
Yeah, so that is why he can't have the title yet, because he's just not ready, and him having the title would really just not. It wouldn't be his fault. It wouldn't be the right time to give him the title, put it that way. Maybe later this year if he wins Money in the Bank and they really do give him some defining matches here or there. But for now, no, I'm afraid, Spaz. Even though I know you're a massive fan. When Cody Rhodes moves into the main title picture, which I hope will happen soon, so do I, Spaz. So do I. Let's preach that together, brother. I wonder if God will help me. I don't believe in God, but please let Cody Rhodes be the 12th champ. Can you see Gabriel and Hunico feuding over the IC belt?
Oh, look for God. When it
Triple H is on that DVD.
Oh yes. Now with Hunico, the way they're going with them, I can see them maybe. If you're not going to go into a tag team with his bodyguard,
that does nothing.
That's pretty much. I think yes, he will gradually get the push to give him a chance to go for the belt. Maybe not win it, but go for it. Justin Gabriel, we all thought the way he's been moved up through groups, factions, tag team, he was going to go for it eventually, but sadly, not.
Just imagine if Camacho and Hunico fall off the bike. Do you think Camacho would take a bullet for Hunico? Because I think he'd be like, nah, I'm going over here. But yeah, I mean, Gabriel and Hunico, again, it doesn't have the feel of a mid-card feud in my opinion. Gabriel hasn't really been on TV. Gabriel is the kind of guy I think, built up correctly, could be in that mid-card. I think a feud between him and Rhodes would be pretty good. But it just doesn't have the IC belt feel, in my opinion. They need to be built up a bit more and be more legitimate. To be honest with you, if I was going to book this, Gabriel and Hunico, I don't really know how I'd book it. I'm not really sure how you can integrate both of these guys.
Well, Hunico, I think, is still pretty much new, so maybe he needs a few more matches to keep building him up. You mentioned up there to Ted. Maybe a Gabriel and Ted, because they'll be going up against each other.
Or Ted and Hunico, which is happening right now. But that doesn't feel like a mid-card feud, does it?
No, not really.
That's the problem with the WWE talent nowadays. A lot of it just doesn't feel like real big feud.
No, it doesn't. No.
Spaz also says, go from Cody to Gabriel to Hunico to DiBiase. I like the idea of giving it to DiBiase, having Cody drop it, and then have Cody have a long run, have Cody drop it, maybe to a Hunico or Gabriel. I just think the IC Championship would go from, like, you know, a real good superstar to someone who really isn't ready yet unless you really built him up right. I think losing it to DiBiase may be a good run if they really build him up a bit, which I know they can.
It would be interesting to see it. A new champ on the horizon, why not?
Who would win a no rules tag team match? The British Fist or Beer Money 2K? Well, all I can say to you, Spaz and Beer Money 2K, is don't underestimate us Brits. You know, we can take a guy out. And just to let you know, I was walking down the street with NJ the other day, and someone tried to steal his telephone off him, his mobile phone, as we call it over here in Britain. And you do not want to know or hear about what he did to that poor guy. Let's just put it this way. He did not live to tell the tale. So we'd win that, I'm afraid. Sorry, the British might overcomes the American might. How do you feel about an IC feud between Rhodes and Kidd? Kidd is buried on TV. Isn't he? Now, is he? Was that you? Oh, fuck that. I mean, two good workers, but Kidd just isn't at Rhodes level. And plus, I believe he is face now, but I just don't see him going from being buried to being in the IC Championship scene.
No, again, when I think of Kidd, I think of a tag team. I don't think of him going for a mid-card belt, which is just the way he's been booked, so no.
No, I just can't see it. Would want someone better than kid to feud with my boy Rhodes for that title. But anyway, that's been it from a Q&A from the British Fist. We've answered a lot of questions in this, so hopefully your question has been answered. And make sure you keep giving us the thoughts and opinions on the questions we've answered down in the comment section below. And keep sending us questions as well. So like I said at the beginning, we do want to keep these Q&As going. And imagine when we get to number 52, how awesome that would be. 1 year of Q&As, MJ.
That'll be very awesome indeed, and we can't get there without you people to keep your questions coming in.
Yes, indeed, and that would be an epic Q&A, wouldn't it? The year anniversary Q&A. Oh, I can't wait to do that one as long. So give us some questions, because you want to get to 52, guys. Come on. Anyway, this Q&A has been going way too long now, so we'll just say this. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and...
all I'd say, people, is thank you, and till next time, people.
Repeat me then.
Till next time, people. Till next time, people. Till next time, people. Goodbye.